This morning it was supposed to be clear blue skies. The weather forecast last night said clear blue skies for sunrise. The weather forecast this morning still says clear blue skies. These are not clear blue skies, this is quite heavy cloud. So my original plan was to do some minimalist photography with clear blue skies. That's not going to work, so I'm going to do some minimalist photography with cloudy skies. I'll talk you through my choice of subject, my choice of composition, how I plan to use the light if we get any, and also things like exposure times and why I'm choosing them and how I'm setting them up. I hope you'll enjoy the video. If you do and you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe. Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. So as I said in the intro, it's supposed to be clear blue skies this morning and it's not. My intention was to photograph this thing out here behind me, which is Breakwater Head at Villajoyosa Port, and to photograph it using clear blue skies as negative space in a very minimalist image. What we've actually got is quite a lot of cloud, and I'm still going to photograph Breakwater Head, and I'm still going to use roughly the kind of compositions that I had in mind for the clear blue skies, but just do it with clouds instead, and it might even make for a better image. Breakwater Head actually sits on the end of a very low breakwater, which marks the entrance to the port here, and I have done the obvious shot here before, which is standing out sort of looking straight down the breakwater towards the little lighthouse and the little island with the lighthouse on at the end. In fact, I did that shot on a really cloudy day earlier this year, I think it was, either early this year or the end of last year, and the image that I got is so nice I've actually got it hanging on my wall in the office. But today I wanted a different angle on it, because if you shoot straight down that breakwater, it's pretty much the only composition you can get. Yeah, you can tilt the camera up and down to change where the horizon is, or you could zoom in and out a little bit, but really the only way it works is a straight on view. And even at wide angle, the breakwater itself actually tends to be quite dominant in the foreground, and I don't want that. As I said, I want really minimalist today, so that's why I'm choosing to shoot it from over here. And the sun is due to be rising over that way, although I'm not holding out a lot of hope for much happening. But if it does, if we do get a bit of light, those clouds could light up quite nicely. So I'm going to get set up and ready to take some shots. Okay, I've got set up, I'm taking a shot. I've got a 6-stop ND filter in and a 2-stop hard-edged ND grad. Basically just to hold back the sky and slow the exposure down. F11, ISO 64, and I'm actually focused on the little lighthouse, because that's the only thing that really needs to be sharp in here. And I'm currently running a 5-minute exposure, but there's a big boat just heading out across the scene, which I think is rather going to ruin the shot. So I might have to redo it. Okay, so the light is changing rather quickly, and what's happened is the sky got a lot brighter. So I stuck in a 2-stop hard-edged ND grad to block the sky. I really want to try to keep the exposure time long, because I don't think the clouds are moving that much, and if they're not moving then they're not going to blur, so you're not going to get the minimalist effect. We'll have to see. Okay, I got the vertical shot and I've just decided to try for a horizontal shot, but with it at 35mm I'm getting too many elements coming in from the sides of the frame, even if I decided to crop it in a little bit. So what I've done is I've put the 50mm lens on, and again I've got the little island with the lighthouse on right in the middle, sea, sky, 2-stop hard-edged ND grad to hold the sky back, and 6-stop ND filter to slow it down, and I'm hoping to get a 4-minute exposure. It is getting quite bright now despite the heavy clouds. 2.5 minutes to go. As we've still got quite a lot of cloud around, I've decided to go for one more shot. I've put the 16-35 lens back on, but I've pulled back to about 24mm, so wider angle, putting a lot more empty space in the scene. And I've also put the little island with the lighthouse on, kind of on the lower right hand thirds, just trying a different composition. Now the only thing is, because it's got brighter, even though I've gone to f16 and brought the ISO down to the low 1 setting, I think I can still only get a 2-minute exposure. I'm going to see what that looks like. If it's not long enough, then what I may do is do 2 of them and then average them in Photoshop, which should effectively give me the effect of a longer exposure. We'll see. Okay, one final shot. We've got quite a nice sky developed up there. It's subtle tones, nice patterns and textures. Going to look a lot better with a wide angle view, so I've gone to 16mm horizontal format. Still got breakwater head in the middle of the frame, and I'm focused on that. Bit of the harbour wall coming in from the left hand side of the frame, bit of the coastline and Via Hyosa town coming in from the right hand side of the frame, lots and lots of sky. 2-stop hard edged ND grad just to balance the exposure. 6-stop ND filters giving me 30 seconds f11 ISO 64, and that one could look quite nice. As I said, subtle tones but nice. It's still actually fairly minimalist, although it's not as simple a minimalist as I was going for earlier. But there's not a lot of solid elements in there, so yeah, it looks quite nice, and I think that one could be a nice shot. The earlier ones that I went for that were very, very minimalist, the earlier ones I went for that were very minimalist didn't have a lot of colour in, so I'm thinking they might go black and white. I don't know, we'll have to see. This one will definitely be colour because it looks quite nice in colour. And I think we are now, 35 minutes after sunrise. The sun's never put in an appearance. So I think I'm going to pack up, head for home and see what I've got. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please consider giving it a like, sharing it on social media. Don't forget to leave me a comment and let me know what you think. If you're not already a subscriber, don't forget to hit subscribe before you go. And as always, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch, so thank you very much. And until the next video, bye.